Hello, everybody. It is Dr. Jindai A. Stafford, and I'm coming to you guys today because I want to talk about what it looks like going into the new year. So, or at least what it looks like for me. And maybe it's something that you can implement because we know in this day and age, everybody's doing vision boards and vision board parties and all kinds of planning. And I know people who have planned for their 2024, they start planning back in October. Kudos to you guys because that's just not my life. That is not how my life is looking at all. Like the fact that I can start my planning in November when I started was just a miracle. And even then, people are like, "Oh my God, that's great," because like I start planning at the end of the year, like the couple days before 2024. So I've gotten progressively better. I used to be the person that was like, "I'm going to do my vision board, but I'm going to wait till like January to do it." So yeah, so we made progress over the years. Don't hate. I'm not hating anybody, not throwing shade to anybody out there who waits or doesn't do it at all. Like to each their own bio individuality in the house, right? Solidarity with you guys. But I just wanted to come on here and share some tips and tricks and things that help me. And I'm not talking about just like business planning, content planning, anything like that. I'm just talking about life in general. So take it what you will, right? Sorry, I gotta look over and make sure lip gloss is glossing. Anyways, so for me, there are a few things I don't know because I usually pre-plan as far as like mapping things out so I can keep focused, which I said in the first video, if you guys saw the welcome video, so you guys already know. But this one I was just like, let me just do the video on this because this could be helpful to someone. So some of the things, like one of the absolute things that I need when I'm doing my planning for the next year is I need a good planner. Like I don't care how much you're doing in life or how little you're doing in life. A good planner makes a that this makes such a big difference in my day to day. Like this right here. When I don't have a planner or when I don't have my planner with me or something like that, like I feel so lost. But when have my planner and I've written things down, and I have to do a tangible planner because when I write things down, then if somebody's like, "Hey," if I just happen to not have this on hand or whatever, and somebody's like, "Hey, we got this thing here, can you do this?" And I'm like, "That date sounds familiar. Let me check, and then I'll get back with you." Versus saying, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I would love to do that," and then be like, "Oh crap," because I used to double book that way. Even using a like the planner calendar or whatever on your phone, I still double book. I have to write it, and there's science showing that when you write things down several times, you remember it better, right? So this is actually a quarterly planner that I developed, and I'll go on that in a little bit. Um, why is it quarterly, you ask? Because of my tool number one that I'm going to share with you guys. Well, I guess tool number two, because number one is having a planner that works for you. Get a planner that works for you, not one that somebody's like, "Oh my God, I swear about it." Like, try planners out, but find one that works for you and what it is that you specifically need. But so I guess this is like tip number two or whatever, tool number two. This book, The 12-Week Year, it's really, before I say that out loud, let me check how many pages. Okay, really quick read. It's 188 pages. But this is very instrumental in why I created a quarterly planner for myself. And I'm just going to read one thing out of here. Now, I did post something um, about not telling the world your goals. I'll actually read it right now. I can pull it up actually because it's right here. And it says, "Don't tell the world your goals. There are plenty of people that don't want to see you reach them." And that is so true. However, it doesn't mean like keep them completely secret to yourself. Okay. So in the 12-week year, there's it talks about in a section of developing your 12-week plan. There's 5 different criteria that it gives. I'm just going to read these off. And criteria one is make them specific and measurable. This is talking about your goals. Make your goals specific and measurable. We know that from SMART goals. Criteria number two, state them positively. So focus on what you want to happen that is positive. For example, rather than focusing on a 2% error rate, you would target a 98% accuracy rate. So focus on the positive. Number three, ensure they are realistic. They are within a realistic stretch, right? So again, that kind of goes with the SMART goals that people have heard for years now. Criteria four, assign accountability. So that's why I read that post. Accountability is completely different from like posting it all over social media and sharing it with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Okay. Like when I say accountability, that is the person or persons that are going to drag you out of bed. Don't care if you're looking raggedy, ugly, and otherwise, but they're going to make you do what it is that you said you were gonna do in order to fulfill your goals, in order to meet your goals, do your plan, whatever it is that you stated that you wanted help and accountability with. They are going to be the ones, whether it's a good day, pretty day, ugly day, or bad or otherwise. Okay. It doesn't take a whole group of people for that either. So you can find like one, two, maybe three people, right? Like don't have a whole gaggle, or you can do accountability groups. Those are great to join too, right? And then the fifth one is be time bound. Okay. There is nothing like a deadline to get things started and keep them moving. Make sure that you include a day by which the goal is to be reached or the tactics that are needed to be executed. Okay. Again, the 12-week year, this is just one of the 5 criteria that they list. There's a ton of different things, but that's part of the 5 criteria that they list on page 95 in Develop Your 12-Week Plan. Really good book, quick book, 180 pages, I think 188 pages, like I said. Super quick read. You'll be glad you did it. And so that led me to create my planner. So usually when I have a planner, I would typically do something that is like I don't know, annual, right? Like, and I would buy these annual planners and I love them, but I would love like 85% of it. And then the other percentage was just like, that's not what I want or not what I need, or I don't use this and I feel like it's a waste of space. And so I created something that worked for me. And so, in doing that, it just looked like a regular planner in the front, but then it had places and spaces for me. So it had like the month, it had journaling, my intentions for the month. So write down 3 intentions for yourself this month, identify 3 stressors. What is the God-sized goal for this month? And then it breaks down into monthly goals, but by week. And then my top goals for the month. And then I'm showing you guys some blank pages because again, I just said don't put all your business out there, and I meant that. Um, and so then it goes into the actual weeks. I'm trying to pull up a week. There we go. So we have then the weekly plan, which it breaks down, like you're to do your notes and all that. And it has like the week and then the weekend section. And then I have the days are scheduled out like that. And this is what works for me. So again, find something that works for you. And then also in the book, I have let's see, like a project planner and goal pages. And then I do at the end of the month, I have my month in review section and talks about just the highlights, how it would rate the month, your age, your favorite foods and stuff for the month, which I always think is really fun and cute. And then I have notes, like a note page, which you can see I use rigorously. But again, this is something that I created that works for me. If it is something that you're interested in, or it looks like a planner that you would want to have, comment it below and I will make sure to, reach back out to you so I can get you your planner. And then the other thing that is also really good is a journal. Like for me, a journal is really great because I can show you guys this one kind of. So for this year, so I always do, I guess within the past 5 years, I guess now, I do a word and then I do scripture that go along with that word for the year. And so this year was power and my scriptures for that. So that's what I do. That's me. And then I have my affirmations. I'm going to do it a little differently this year. So I think the word, I have 2 words actually for this coming year. And then the scripture that I'm going to use those like to build in my affirmations. So my affirmations, not that they didn't go along with the word, but I definitely want them to mesh a little more. Then I did like breaking down of like spiritual goals. I had family goals, financial goals, personal goals. And so the personal goals were like self-development, school education, health. Then I also have business goals that I wanted to achieve. And I did something kind of different in this that I enjoy. So usually instead of having like this are the goal, like I do have I just said I have my different goals set out, but one of the things I wanted to make sure that I kept track of, because I feel like in 12 months time, when you have all these goals, which again, this is why I like the 12-week year, because you can break things down by quarter and it makes it so much easier to like meet your big year, end of year picture. But one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to really take a positive aspect on my year. And so I put my big achievements. Okay. And so like one of them was on let's see, on 23 March. So March 23rd, I received my academic editing certification. Let's see, on the 16th of May, I presented the mental health treatment and recovery from obesity at the 8th Canadian Obesity Summit. So like just different things like that. June 9th, we finished Alden's kindergarten year. So I was that was the first year I was homeschooling my son. And so, you know, I thought that was a huge accomplishment for me. So yeah, and so just I did that, my big achievements for the year. And I think that's a really good thing to reflect on. I also did a reading list for books. As you see, there's some gaps there. Okay, you got a little hectic. But then, you know, the reading list kind of carried over. So it wasn't all bad. Again, financial goals, things like that. So for me, and then, you know, in the journal, you can also write like your daily gratitudes and things like that, which brings me over to my next, I guess is number 4, because we had the 12-week year, the planner, and the journal, and then this would be my other tip or trick for going into the new year as far as planning, the miracle morning. So it says the not so obvious secret guaranteed to transform your life before 8 a.m. Now, I will say, whatever your life looks like, there are people that work nights, there are people I know that work mid-check, for my military folks out there. And me personally, I don't get up to an alarm clock anymore. That's just me. That's the thing that I've had to implement for myself because that works for me. Again, bio-individuality. It's not just talking about weight loss, food, and all this other stuff. It's also talking about lifestyle. And that works for me. Again, if you missed out on bio-individuality, because I know I brought it up in another video, check out like the second or third video. It's bio-individuality. You'll understand what I'm talking about. But this is another really good book as far as like routine. So building a good routine so you can get that consistency, you can build and work in that discipline so that you can do the things that you need to do and meet your plans and goals for the year 2024. And so on page 96 and 97, it talks about the Miracle Morning sample schedule, right? I'm not going to like sit here and post it for all to see because go buy the book. It's not that expensive, guys. But the sample is just, I mean, it's 60 minutes. It's literally 60 minutes. And within the 60 minutes, you have done meditation, you have done your mindfulness, you have done your affirmations, you've done your workout for the day, or at least for the morning. You've written down your intentions, you've gone over your schedule, whatever it is that it looks like for you to get done so that you can get your day started, like your whole routine done, mapped out for you. And this is just one of the, I mean, this book is, I don't know, you can see all the highlights I have through this book. Like it, come on now. This book was tremendous as far as like, and I've always been a pretty organized person. Oh my God, I really love this book. I've always been a really organized person, but this just really helped me to hone in on that even the more. So these would be the 2 books that I recommend reading. This one I would recommend getting now because it would be super helpful in getting your goals written out and done, mapped out now. Again, this is, I mean, you could sit down and read this in a day. If you had it, it would take you a week at the most, I would think, if you read like 2 chapters a night or something. Miracle Morning, this is really good because this helps you, you can implement this into this and be very productive. Again, this is me. Not everything has to be electronic. Get a good journal. Like, I like good thick, look at that. Woo, them pages, pretty. I like good thick journals, leather bound, the little, you know, page, my God, bookmark. And again, I love this planner that, again, I built. I bind it myself, as you can see, I'm missing a few things. This is a well-loved planner. And I do have it digital. So again, if this is something that you're interested in when you saw the pages that you would like for yourself, please hit me up, let me know, and I will be happy to direct you on where to go to get one. So, and how you can get one, I guess I should say. So that is all that I have. I'm really hoping and praying. I'm speaking blessings into your 2024, and I'm hoping and praying that it goes beautifully. And even though things may not go the way that you want them to go, which let's be honest, nothing always goes picture perfect the way you want it to go. I pray that you are well planned and well prepared and that you have a very prosperous 2024. And I pray that it looks much, much, much better than anything you can imagine or think. And I speak blessings into your 2024, whatever that looks like for you. I pray that it comes into fruition. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, week, night, morning, afternoon, wherever time you're watching this. And I will see you guys later. Bye.